This week, week 17, starting December 7th, is the week that we're going to be doing. I'm giving you 5 assignments to do to review for your final. Your final packet is on line through Teams in the files section. If you wanted to go ahead and download that, some of you guys may have had it already, those that were able to attend on last week for school. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the first 10 here. We're going to go over them together. I'm going to show them to you so you guys can remember and review and all the stuff too. Okay, so biggest thing on question number 1 is given information below, find AC. So we want to find AC. So, you know, anything that I've been telling you all year long is that we need to draw a picture, because the key words are here. B is between A and C. So I'm going to draw a line. I'll put A on one end and C on the other. And then it says that B is somewhere in between. We'll just give this one a green one, and we'll call this B. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't say that they're equal or any of that kind of stuff too. And then we're going to write in what each of these things represents. So we're going to go from A to C. So this whole distance from this whole line is going to be 2x plus 8. Okay. Then it says that AB, which is this part here, is going to be 4x minus 16. And then that says that BC, let's see, we'll go purple here. BC is going to be 3x minus 6. Okay, so what we want to do is, this is called a segments addition postulate. We're going to take these two segments, we're going to add them up, and it's going to equal this whole distance here. So let's write this out. So we're going to go 4x minus 16 plus, I'm going to put these in parentheses just so that I know that's AB. Then we're going to go 3x minus 6, put in parentheses, and then I'm setting it equal to the whole thing, which is going to be 2x plus 8. Now all we need to do next is combine like terms on this left side. So 4x and 3x gives me 7x. Negative 16 and negative 6 gives me a negative 22. And we set the whole thing equal to 2x plus 8. Now we do the math on here. So here we go. We're going to subtract 2x from both sides. Gives me 5x minus 22. These cancel out. Gives me an 8 only. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and add 22 to both sides. Cancel that one out. Gives me 5x now equals 30. Last step. Divide both sides by 5. X equals 6. Okay. Now it's saying what we need to find here is we need to find AC. So we got to go find out what AC is, which is this one right here. We're going to take this 6 and we're going to plug it in for this X up here. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go 2, put in the 6, then add 8 to it. So 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 8 equals 20. So our answer for question number 1 is A. Okay. All right, moving on to question number 2. Okay, I'm going to tell you that the best way to do this one is by graphing it. Okay, and I'm going to show you a little trick on how to do it, because there's going to be more than one answer to this whole thing. So let's look at I'm going to write down my points here, which are -3 and -4. So I'm going to the graph part of whatever we have here. So I'm going to go over here to this one. So we said again it was -3, -4. So 1, 2, 3, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll call that point L. Okay. And then the second point that we need to make sure that we have on here is -5, 2, which is M. So -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up to 1, 2, and we're going to call this M. Now they want to know, let's go back, I'm going to draw a line between those two, but I'm going to go back and read the information here. So we've plotted our points. Here's the key thing. It says that LM is congruent to LO, and point O is the new point we're going to find. Now it says that LM and O are not collinear, so that means they do not lie on the same line. What would be the possible coordinates of O? Okay, so the key thing is that notice what's common between these two, the L and the L. So we're going to do everything from point L in this scenario. Okay, so let's go back to the graph. And we know that we're doing everything from L. But here's the thing. We need to know what the distance is from here to here in order to be able to, figure out the distance from here. So I'm going to count over like we're doing the distance formula. So I'm going to go over and then up or down and over, whatever you want to call it. So this is going to be going 2 units. And this is going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So what we're going to do now is from point L, we're going to go 2 units in every direction, and then we're going to count over 6. So if we do this, we start from L here, we're going to go up 2 and over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's a possible point. And the coordinates of this one would be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, comma, negative 2. Okay, so we can do the same thing here. We're going to go down 2 from here. 1, 2, and then we're going to go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 6, and this would be our point here, which would be again 3, comma, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 6. Sorry, and then we're going to go to this way. 1, 2, and then up 5, which they already did, but we're going to go 2 this way, and then we're going to go down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this would be our next point, which would be at, what would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it would be negative 5, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, negative 10, and then we have one more that we can do. Okay, so we went up 2, down 2, over 2, down 2. I think that's all the directions we could go, I think, right? So let's go back and look at our answers. So we have negative 5 and negative 10, 3 and negative 2, and 3 and negative 6. So let's go through these things here. Okay, here is 3, negative 6, negative 5, negative 10, and what was the other one that we had that we needed? And I don't know, let me look at my notes here real quick to see what we have here. And then we have negative 9, negative 2. So there's something that I'm missing on this one here too. So this one would be your other answer if we did that. So let's go back again and look at my graph and see what we have here where we get. So if we counted, or if we did this, maybe we had to count 5, 6. Let's see, 2 up, 2 down. 2, okay, so 2 this way, right, and then down 2 would go this way. So yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 could be here, which could be negative 1, negative 10, or we count 1, 2, and we count up that way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would be negative 1, comma 2. And then we would do the same thing. So the other one was what, negative 9, negative 2. Let's see where that negative 9 and negative 2. So I guess we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 2. So that's what we needed to do too. So we can go 6 from here and over, 6 up and over, and so forth. So this would be negative 9, negative 2, and that would be our final answer there. So that one was on there. But I don't think negative 1, 3 was on that as far as the answer, right? See, negative 1, 3 were not on there. So that's how we do that one. That's the easy way to do it without having any more complications on that. Okay? All right. Question number 3. We are going to look at this one here. And there's 2 different ways we can do this. And I showed you both ways in class at one point. The fastest way is make sure you read the question first. So we know that this thing is the midpoint. So M is in between X and Y. So the best thing to do is probably draw a line of X and Y. And we know that M, we're going to do as best we can. And we'll call that in the middle. I'm going to call this 2, 4. X over here is negative 13, 12. Okay. Now, the key thing that I showed you guys, and I'm going to show you both ways just to make it easier for you. All we need to do is we take the midpoint and we're going to double it. So that means it's going to turn into a 4 and an 8. And then we're going to take this and we're going to add its opposite. to those. Okay, so we're going to take that in here. So we're going to take this, we're going to go negative 13 turns into a positive 13, so I'm going to put it under the x's. 12 turns into a what? Negative, so we're going to go negative 12, and then we're going to add these up. Okay, so 4 plus 13 is 17. 8 plus a negative 12 gives us a negative 4, and that is our answer there for that one. The other way to do it is noticing here that if you look again, going from negative 13 to a positive 2, that means we're going up by 15, so I put a plus 15. And that means I would go again, I would draw another thing, I would go a plus 15 on this side, so I would add 15 to the 2, which would give me a 17. Looking at the other one, we'll do this one in pink. Notice that we're going from 12 and we're going down to 4, so we're going to minus 8. That means we need to go another minus 8 to go here, so I put a minus 8. So 4 from 4 to a negative 8 gives us a negative 4 here, and that comes up with the same answer there too. Okay, questions on that one? Let's keep going. All right. Let's look at question number 4, and let's check this one out. So now the key word in here, I'm going to circle it, is bisector. That means it cuts everything in half. So this thing right here, EB, I'm going to highlight it in red because that's the cut. It cuts that in half. What's it cutting in half? It is cutting this whole thing in half right here. Okay, that's all being cut in half. So if this is cutting this whole thing in half, that means if this side is 2x plus 1, this side is also 2x plus 1. Now another key thing when we have in here is that this is 38 degrees. And notice what we have here. We have a straight line. Straight line we always know equal 180 degrees. So in order to be able to find out the degrees of both of these angles put together, I'm going to go ahead and go 180 degrees minus 38 degrees. So we're going to do that on the calculator. 180 minus 38, whoops. 180 minus 38 equals 142 degrees. So this whole thing right here is 142 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is, because we know this, both of these together equal 142 degrees, we can add these up because we've got to solve for x. So we're going to go 2x plus 1. I'll put in parentheses just for the sake of it. And plus 1 equals a total of 142 degrees. Now combined like terms, we get 4x plus 2 equals 142 degrees. We subtract 2 from both sides, gives me 4x equals 140. Divide both sides by 4. That gives us x equals 35 degrees. Okay, so our answer for this one would be A. Okay? All right, questions on that one. All right, let's move down to question number 5. And this will look like this one for this part of this session that we'll be able to get in here, okay? Again, same scenarios. Again, we want to make sure that we're identifying this. So FGI is this angle right here, is 2x plus 9. And then HGI, which is this one over here, we're going to label it as 4x minus 15. Now, a key thing in here is that we have this marking right here. You guys remember what that means? It is 90 degrees. So with 90 degrees, we can take these and go 2x plus 9 plus 4x minus 15 equals 90 degrees. All right, we're not going to be able to finish this one on this set here, so I'm going to call it pause here, and we're going to go to part 2 of this section. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes.